Hi,
Mm.
Jenny.
Hey, Hillary, how's it going today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. It is midday. I have a coffee and I have put Bailey's in it just for this special occasion.
Hey, I should have gotten coffee. Today is Monday, August 25th. If you're listening, it is on or after Wednesday, August 27th. This is season 7, episode 33.
And you're listening to Kissing Lips and Breaking Hearts with the Garden Tarts. Welcome.
Welcome.
We have a new idea for our podcast format, and it's going to work well this week. We'll see how it goes in the next weeks. What happened was last week, all of a sudden Hillary was like, well, side B, you, like, introduced a whole nother part of the episode, it's like side B. I'm like, "Well, you just created something new that I'm really obsessed with."
It wasn't like intentional.
I know.
We're
And
going
side
with
A
the
was never
flow.
called out, but I loved it. I'm like, "We're doing this whenever we can, because structure, we are not.
Yeah. No, no, not us.
So, we have a side A and a side B today,
Yeah.
right? But first, I kind of want to acknowledge that we've seen some pictures of both Bono and Edge separately enjoying themselves in the world, and,
Get back to
just kinda
work.
kinda curious when they're going back to work.
Enough. Get back to
We're
work.
ready!
Yeah. Oasis, he and the family.
Oasis.
Oasis, like,
2 nights of Oasis, I presume,
yeah.
because some other Houstons posted about second night of Oasis.
And, like, I get it. Take off a couple hours to go see Oasis, but get back to work. Don't go to restaurants and schmoozing with chefs and whatnot.
Yeah, right? And then Edge and Morley. Morley, we like your hair.
Love the
Lovely
hair.
choice. Lovely choice, if you care that we care. But they saw some comedian. Who was it? It's not someone I'm familiar with.
I have no idea.
One of you knew who it was. You or Amanda knew their name. Like a British.
Noel Fielding. He is a comedian, but he's one of the hosts of the Great British Baking Show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I Googled him because I didn't know who he was, and that's what came up was that he is a comedian, so that's
Yeah. I've had a long weekend and my brain is not fully functional yet.
you have been so incredibly busy.
So
We both
busy.
have, but you have been, like, all weekend, you were go, 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 and which is why we're recording on Monday afternoon, which is fine with me because I was exhausted.
So exhausted.
Yeah. So Hillary had one of her fun adventures this weekend was that she went to see a U2 tribute band
I
and
did.
she got to interview them.
I was very honored that they agreed to let me
Yeah.
interview. Their name is Utopia. It's U2TOPIA. They're all over social, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Look them up. They're from, well, I'll let you hear because I interviewed them, but they're fabulous. I had the best time that night. It was
But you were texting us all night. It was so great.
all night.
It was so great. And if y'all listened to last week's episode, you know that we each proposed lists of what we thought a tribute band would play. So we have those lists and the actual set list. And coming up on side B, we'll talk about that and our ultimate wish list set lists,
Yes.
which I'm already heavily doubting mine. But should we head into side A? Let's listen to your interview with the band.
Okay.
Okay, enjoy, y'all.
What do you got? Or we're rolling.
Okay. So just introduce yourselves. Like, where are you from and where you're based? And
I am Chris Waldrop. I play guitar and I am from Washington, D.C.
Hi, I'm Mike Mitson, the singer. I'm originally from Washington, Pennsylvania, and I moved to Maryland. I've lived there since I was a young child, and living right outside of DC in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Okay, this is Chris again. I was born in Alabama, then moved to Tennessee, then moved to Kentucky, then North Carolina, then Texas,
Whoa,
then Washington, D.C.
you're one up. Well,
gotcha.
fine.
In the beginning, the earth cooled.
And God said, let Chris move again.
All right, and we have our Western Pennsylvania.
I'm Brett Swarczewski from New Kensington, PA, 25 miles north of Pittsburgh. Very proud of that city. and I live in Olney, Maryland.
Could you spell your last name, please, Brett?
I'll be honest,
I don't
I've
think
never
you can.
pronounced it that way.
I don't think
Have
anybody
you ever
can.
spelled it?
It's a
No,
lot
I'm
of
just kidding.
letters.
It doesn't.
I'll email you how to spell it.
Okay. It's okay.
It's probably misspelled there too.
Yeah.
I can say it. I just can't spell it.
All right. I'm Skip Daly. I'm the bass player.
So how long have you been together as a band?
Brett and I started this back in
No, Chris actually started it. I answered an ad in Craigslist.
Oh,
in August, September.
September of 2019.
So he and I linked up with a couple other people who didn't last, and then we found our singer Mike
Right before the pandemic.
right before.
Yeah. Like
Oh.
right before the
Weeks.
Yeah.
We got 2 indoor practices and rehearsals in, and then
And then we played in your backyard.
Then we played in the backyard.
out. Yeah, my neighbors. Some of them loved it.
Some of them
one,
hated it.
one of them hated it.
Wall.
The rest, somebody brought me beer afterwards, so that was
Yeah, they said like
Some
thanks
stuff
for the
like
free concert.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So, but you can't please it.
And then our fearless manager,
Summer of 21.
And
bass player,
wow.
bass player slash manager.
You're not
Yeah.
a manager.
And so we
Exactly.
let the
Yeah.
old bass player go. And then he told us he didn't even like U2. And then we auditioned like 6 bass players, and Skip was like,
Yeah,
knew.
I saw
We
Chris
knew.
said late July of 2021. So right as we were kind of coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And,
I remember walking upstairs, and my wife was like, "What do you think?"
I was like,
Never seen it.
Yeah, I had never thought about doing a tribute band type thing, but I always liked you too. And I happened to see the ad come up. I was like, why not? And I sort of went in a little bit like, okay, this will be cool if it works. Otherwise, it's okay. But by the time coming out, because I love these guys and they sounded great, by the end, like I really wanted the gig. So yeah, we've been together since then.
yeah,
4
Great.
years. 4 years. Oh,
over 4 years.
so have you all seen U2 live?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Pre-
In Pittsburgh, I've seen a bunch of U2 shows in Pittsburgh.
So
and those
have I.
are some of the best shows.
My first show, my first concert ever was Joshua Tree Rattle Hum. My mom took me,
Wow.
and we sat in the peanut heaven of Three River Stadium, and I sang every song. And she didn't know any of the words of the song, but she clapped with me.
Aw.
Yeah, and then I saw him on the 360 tour there twice.
I was there for one of the
Yeah, because
360.
the
It was
second one.
supposed to be the last one, and then they added
Yeah,
another day.
because that's when he had his accident, and they had to postpone.
Yeah.
And so I think I was telling somebody or Chris one time that one of those shows they huddled up together and they ended up playing Bad.
Yes.
Were you? Yeah,
I was
do you
at that
remember
show.
that? Yeah, and that was like friggin' it, like yeah, Bad is like
Yeah.
it's like an anthem.
It
Yeah.
is an anthem. Okay. So how do you pick your set list? Like, I'm very curious about this because, like, I wonder how the hell U2 pick their set list, because a lot of times it doesn't make any sense.
We have somebody in the band that really enjoys.
Yeah, so you like
I love. You were talking earlier about like you were making a dream set list. Like before every U2 tour, like I like make a like, okay, this is what I think they're gonna play.
Yeah.
So let's see what I end up doing. So that's been like something I've always like enjoyed doing with U2 is to make new set lists. So now we're getting to make them and actually play them is great. The thought behind it is kind of like, I don't know. It depends on the venue, and then like certain songs kind of fit venue better. Like if we're playing like a big outdoor show with like a bunch of families, like I want to make sure Angel of Harlem's in there,
Yeah.
Sweetest Thing, that kind of stuff. But for something like this, where it's like indoors, kind of dark, you can get some of the moodier, darker songs. And
Okay. We were talking about the Tulsa show.
Yeah.
And after that show, I thought it was a great show, but I didn't think, and our listeners have heard this story many times, but I made my own set list after that show. And like when they started playing in Europe, it was my set list.
Was it really?
Yeah. And I'm like, I just emailed that to my friends, like who, but it was,
they've got eyes everywhere.
yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure like they have a file on us or something.
There's folks after shows that'll ask for the set list. There's a few folks that have done that.
I've gotten it a
Yeah.
few times.
Oh, I was going to say, if I can add to that. So sometimes, like today, I have to ask Chris because we know multiple different versions of songs too. So
Right.
it's like, hey, are we doing even better than the real thing in that key, and is it that version? So we bring in a lot of actual live versions of the song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is he
that's
a good part of them.
Yeah, Chris,
more
Chris
like
keeps
based
us
on
on
live
our
shows
shows. Yeah.
versus the studio versions.
Yeah.
Which makes it fun. You can play the same song and mix
Right.
it up, just like YouTube does.
yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So which songs I mean, this kind of goes back to my last question, but like, what songs do your audience tend to like most? Like, what feedback do you get?
Streets.
Yeah,
I think Streets is always
without a doubt. Like,
Yeah.
every time, like
but with or without you, like there's
the ones you would expect mostly.
Yeah, like
Okay.
You'll find a few people who, like, when you do some of the deeper cuts will be like,
yeah.
but the big reactions come from what you would
Yeah,
expect.
the like
Bad.
yeah,
Streets
songs,
bad.
you know, the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, Streets we tend to place at a point in the set when it's kind of the climax of the show anyway. And then when that
Spoiler, don't-
organ kicks out,
It's
I said we
okay.
tend
I'm
to. I said
only-
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
tend to. We're
we
opening.
tend
with
to.
this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it was
we did that one time.
on, on my like dream set list when there are a bunch of stuff, but I do want Streets
gotta have it.
or Elevation, either one of those things. Don't tell me anymore.
Okay.
But I remember, I will say this about Streets. I actually even remember, and you're the experts, you can check me on this, but I remember Bono saying in an interview that they were approached at one point in their career to have Streets be in like a car commercial.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were offered like
yeah,
an
yeah.
obscene amount of money.
Yeah.
And they actually thought about it, but they said no in the end. And the reason was because that song is so bulletproof that he said whenever he felt the show was maybe lacking a little energy, he knew they had that in their back pocket that would always bring the crowd down.
Oh, always.
So they're like, they didn't want that moment to become, now they're playing the car commercial song.
You're right.
So it's funny how even for them, it feels like that song is that kind of song.
It's kind of sacred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why we're playing it 5 times today.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you seen that
Spoiler.
movie It Might Get Loud with
Yeah.
Jack? So like when Edge finds the old Streets demos that they did, and you can see like when he starts listening to him, and then he hears Bono in the background counting the time.
Counting, yeah.
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 Like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 2, 2, 3. That's how I count it.
I think that's part of that song too, the energy in some weird way, not to get to like muso geek out or whatever, but the way it starts in like 6/8 and then it shifts to 4. There's something special about
Yeah.
that. You know, when you could do that and make it sound smooth,
Yeah.
it gives it that thrust going into it that just lights the room up.
Great song. And like, I don't know. And shoot. Okay. No, it's good. I'm sorry. Just technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So is there one song that's frequently requested that you don't play?
Well, one show we left out Mysterious Ways, and a few people called us out on it, but
Yeah.
people like
God's Country
like deep hits,
Had people
like deep cuts.
God's Country.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, God
One
Country
Tree
is
Hill.
pretty.
But these are ones we do play.
Yeah, we do play.
Yeah. I can't think of one that we've been asked to play.
We have heard someone ask
Oh.
for Party Girl before.
Yeah.
And I tried to get that going, but I think
Yeah.
I was vetoed by the rest of the
Well, and actually we have
fan
some
favorite.
homework coming up
Yeah.
because there's a couple people up in Havana and Pennsylvania that we play. There's a venue up there that we played 3 or 4 times now. We're playing there again in September. And and she came up to us afterwards and was like, holy shit, there have been multiple U2 tributes they've tried to put in here, but she knows the owner really well. And he would always come to her after and be like, so thumbs up or thumbs down. And with us, she's like, okay, you guys are, so we played there several times since, but she is now on to us to try to do, she's been nagging us about doing When Love Comes to Town. And so the last couple times, and the last time I think we kind of forgot, like we've been put on notice for this
Yeah.
next show so that's
Well, that
what
was
our
one of
homework
the songs that I never expected to hear live from U2, but we played it at Sphere.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
My first Sphere show, they played it for the first time, and I was standing next to my friend, and we look at each other like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" I'm like, "They better not be fucking with us because."
Well, yeah, when they played it, I was like, what is this? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Go to the Sphere shows
As the drummer.
As the drummer, because when they said Larry,
Oh.
like, Larry's why I drum since I was like 9 when I saw Larry on Live Aid, and so I almost didn't go out of like he's not. For once, I heard that he gave the blessing, I was okay with it. And as a drummer, I can understand like injuries.
Yeah.
And now that he's in his early 60s, I could see like, or he just doesn't play like he used to play.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I was okay with it.
I get that though, because I know a lot of people have said we're not going because it's not U2. I'm like,
But
it's good enough for me.
the drummer, Brent, he played like 95% of what Larry would have played.
Yeah.
So that's why I was really like, he stuck to because that's what I don't play anything that he doesn't do.
Right.
Like, and if I do, he'll look at me and be like, Larry doesn't play that. and I know, because I know his, like, I have like a PhD in Larry Mullen Jr.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We've been at like stadiums before and they've done a sound check and like we can tell if it's, I don't know how, I don't know what it is, but we can tell if it's a drum tech or if it's actually Larry. Like there's just yeah.
He's a very underrated drummer, but he's starting to get more and more his due because he wasn't trained traditionally. So what
Right.
he does is very unorthodox. And a drummer, as a kid, trying to learn with bellows, like what he was doing on Pride, I never knew he had a tom to the left of the snare. And now it's like, so I remember when I brought like a tom to the left of the snare the first time, and Chris was like, "You actually play with a tom?" I'm like, "Well, that's what he does." It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
What's the most challenging aspect of performing as Bono, Edge, Adam, or Larry? Like, what's hard to do?
I mean, Bono's a challenging frontman. Vocally, is very entertaining. You know, yeah. I mean, his range is tough. Just trying to capture the little essence of U2 as much as you can.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
be a challenge.
I imagine that would be because you have to not only get your voice right, but also, I mean, you have to have that energy.
Right.
So I imagine
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know how he, remember when they would have 360 and would run around and like, I don't know. He was working out a lot during this.
Yeah,
Something because the cardio involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
But if you know-
I knew coming into this would be a challenge for me.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But it's great. I love it. Yeah. I also, play other music, and honestly, sometimes when I go back to playing some other things, I think it's just made me a better singer, singing Bono and U2, but honestly, some other stuff, I'm like, this is so much easier than U2. I'm like, I do recognize that it's like, there's sometimes when we line up certain songs, I'm like, okay, that's going to be, it's going to be a little bit of a short marathon there. So, but
I try to think
Pull
about
that
it
out.
sometimes.
I used to think that, but no, I used to be like, okay, maybe I'll ask him to, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, just go out and do it. So, yeah, so it's great.
What about the rest of you? What else is challenging?
I think people, and Edge himself probably certainly has, but can spend like a lifetime like trying to get like that sound. It's like it's so particular to him, and I think I come somewhat close, but
Absolutely.
there's so many things he does that are just like these very minuscule things that people in the audience wouldn't necessarily pick up on, but like when you don't have it in the song, it's like, wait, something's off. Like there's these very, whether it's an effect, whether it's playing a harmony part to his own guitar or singing. I mean, he's one of the most underrated singers, I think. Like,
absolutely
around.
agree.
So
I imagine for the effects and stuff, that must be
His
challenging
pedal
just
board
to
looks
have
see a
that.
pedal board.
Yeah. I've got quite a collection trying to get things right, but you'll have to let me know how now.
We also
How close it
use a
comes.
video screen, which Chris controls per song starts.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have,
Yeah.
I'm so
Me, coming from the kind of stuff that I would typically play in the past and where my sort of natural inclination is as a bass player, my natural inclination before this band was always to be busy and busier. And I feel like, frankly, I didn't really, as much as I loved U2, I didn't really appreciate Adam that much as a bass player till this.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of learn the songs and then get inside the songs and play them live, I gained a lot more appreciation for the power of space in bass parts and the notes not played.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was a song like Trying to Throw Your Arms Around the World. I remember when we were going to learn that song and I sat down and looked at what the bass line was because I never really, obviously I knew the song and I'd heard it, but I didn't know exactly what the bass was doing. And when I looked at it, I'm just like, that's it? That's all he's... And so I then had a feeling of dread of like, I've got to fucking play this for 4 minutes
Right.
and not fall asleep. But then once we actually played it, it's one of my favorite songs to play because it's such a powerful groove.
Yeah.
And I think it helps when you're playing with 3 other musicians who are as talented as these guys are. And it feels so good because the whole thing is there. And then you're just sort of inside it.
Yeah.
And so now I'll happily play a groove like that for 4 or 5 minutes and love it.
Yeah.
Whereas before this experience, like that's not where my inclination was as a bass player at all.
I can understand that.
So
There-
then it becomes the challenge becomes going back to your question, I guess, becomes kind of honoring that and not overplaying in other spots, you know? So
Right.
I still slip that in here and there in other songs, you know, like, cause I think that when you're playing an instrument, your personality goes into that.
Mhm.
And so it can't just go away. But I feel like I have grown as a musician through learning those lines and playing those lines to where now it's like, it's okay to not be busy all the time.
Right.
Right. So
I get that. I remember going, I think it was a 360 show, and Adam looked. I mean, he was playing great and everything, but he could have been somewhere else. Like he just
Yeah.
looked like he was calling it in, and he
Right.
was the luckiest man in the world to have that gig. And you know,
and I mean, some of their for the last thing I'll say is for the bass parts in particular, their older material is enjoyable as hell to play like in a different way because that stuff like is busy, right? Like Electric Co or Greer or songs like that, just great bass lines. That those are the ones where I'm like, okay, now I'm just sinking my teeth in.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
well, along those lines, what's your favorite song to play as?
Individually, like each of us.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I have two. One's obvious, one's less obvious. Where the Streets Have No Name is always going to be one of my favorites to play, and Ultraviolet is
Okay.
one of my favorites. It's not, well, singing it as backing vocals is a little challenging, but it's just, I don't know, it just makes me happy. That song makes me happy.
Good.
Even if it's not a really happy song.
Yeah, right. Most of them aren't happy songs. Yeah, I was telling somebody the other day about like a playlist for like the gym or something, and I'm like, I can't put U2 in that playlist because they like felt the will to do anything. Like it's not. Yeah. Anyway, the good answer.
What's your favorite song to play?
Streets, and then In God's Country.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that song. So yeah.
Bad. But we're unfortunately not playing it for now yet. Sorry. Sorry.
Believe me, it's
But
It was on my list too. No, it's not my like favorite list, but on what I thought
Yeah,
maybe
I'm
he
just
would.
messing. Actually.
Okay,
No.
yeah, don't-
No, that we always play bad. Actually, there have been times where it's like, hey, we're like, no, we have to play bad. For me, that song just takes me to another place. Like, and I'll look over at Kristen sometimes, and even like internally, like the energy is building.
Yeah.
Like it's like kind of in me.
Yeah.
Skip, you're up.
Favorite songs, gosh, to play. I mean, there's the songs that you love as a player because, you know, for me, again, some of the older stuff like Electric Co, Out of Control, things like that, just because they're challenging, you're moving around more. But then it's hard to argue with what these guys have said, like Streets and Bad, just for what it does to the energy in the room.
Yeah.
You know, that's where it feels like you usually get some kind of feedback with the audience. So, yeah, all of those.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful day too.
yeah, beautiful day. Yeah.
Always.
I just wanted to add to you and ask, like, with Bono, what's the challenge? What's nice about Bono is, like, unlike the drums or whatever, he just does everything, anything. It's like there's times where I'll be like, oh, I changed that or I changed that. Bono does the same thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know whether it's on purpose or not,
Yeah.
but
Okay, we.
you know, it's all about how you pull it out.
Yeah.
You know, like you went in,
Maybe lost
pull
your
it
rhythm
out,
for a second.
make it. Yeah, I meant to start early on that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
We wonder about that all the time too. Like, did he intentionally change the lyrics or did he
What-
just forget?
Yeah.
What show was
Yeah.
that where he started early on
The Fly.
The Fly and you looked at him and you went like this
Yeah.
and he just
Played it off.
played it off so well.
Secret.
And you see Chris go like this.
I'm just adding a little vibe.
Little
No,
sauce.
yeah, that show was at Tally Ho, and I think that's the most incredible show we've had because those people sang. You could hear them. Remember, like,
That was
With
what
or
we did
Without
all
You?
Lockdown Baby.
Yeah,
Well, that's what do
They
they
were-
say? There are no mistakes. There are only new parts.
yeah.
Right, okay.
Right.
Or if you make a
Love it.
mistake, do it
Yeah.
again. And it looks like you're supposed to do that.
Yeah.
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 Well, like that's I guess their take on Songs of Surrender, which
Mm.
I'm not a fan of.
I like
None
some
of
of
those
that
songs
record.
jump out to me that it
Yeah,
makes it anywhere even close to being as good as.
that was an interesting
It's
record
not,
because I feel like it's. I responded to that album more piecemeal. Like, oh, I like what they did with that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it felt like they were sort of. I mean, I guess you got to respect the adventurous nature of doing that.
Yeah.
Like reinventing.
Yeah, and
the song.
as an art, even if that was a song they wrote now, they might approach it differently.
Yeah.
So I think for them, it's probably fun to say, oh, you know, and you don't know what their thoughts were. Like I've watched plenty like things where it's like, hey, originally this song was kind of like this.
Yeah.
And then we went with this because of the producer or whatever. So it's like, you don't really know the backstory. Maybe they had a version of that before and they
Yeah.
were like, I kind of dig that. So I don't know.
It's also a joke on our podcast that they're literally doing anything they can not to make a new album.
Oh, okay.
So like
Yeah.
this has been our joke with like everything. There was I saw a post from I don't know who it was. Somebody posted a picture of Harry Styles at the when they named the Pope, and he's just in the crowd, and someone posted like, he literally doing anything he can not to make another album? And I'm like, is Bono standing next to him? Because none of that would be surprising.
That wouldn't be serious.
Not at all surprising.
You gotta wonder if some of that was them buying time because of Larry's injuries.
Yeah.
I doubt with the surgery he had that came out of the blue. He's probably been hurting for a while.
Yeah.
so-
I'm sure.
So
I will say for Song to Surrender, I think the version of Desire on there is better than the normal version.
Really, I'm trying to remember it.
As Edge singing it, it's kind of like funky. It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
very
yeah.
Kind of wah wah.
Are we playing Desire the normal tonight, or like when we come in with the Tom? Normal. Okay. See,
spoiler.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine. That was on my list.
Doing the Tom thing. Wait,
If individually, if you got a call tomorrow saying Bono, Edge, Adam, Larry can't do this gig, can you sub in? How comfortable would you feel doing that?
Would they play our set list?
No, it's their set list, but
I know these songs.
the other three, but you in place of.
I'm usually up for anything. I would absolutely do it. Of course.
Okay.
It would-
All of us would be hated by the U2 fans.
Yeah, no.
We jump-
Well,
Yeah,
oh,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna.
I mean,
I'm not
that's-
gonna argue with that, but it-
if I'm being selfish
Yeah.
and not thinking about anything else involved, of course I would love that.
there
yeah.
there was a show. I think it was in Toronto for Vincent and Experience. They were like it by the. You know what I'm talking
They
about?
brought the tribute act up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I was like, I mean, I don't want to hear them because the real thing's here.
Yeah, yeah.
But I thought that was amazing. But also, I know people that have been in U2 tribute bands, and like that was cool. I mean,
Yeah. We have a friend who is a big fan that comes to our shows not infrequently. And she is like hardcore. I mean, she'll do the whole like camp out for days to get it on the rail and that kind of stuff. Right.
yep.
And she knew or knows one of the guys in that tribute band. And so I asked her, I'm like, what was the story? You know, because my head goes to, that's got to be a bitch to coordinate. Like, I doubt anybody wants to do that, like spur of the moment,
Right.
right? You'd have to be like, well, what song do they want to play? Make sure they're there and ready to go and all that. And she was like, no, that entire band camped out for 4 days to get on the rail and was holding up a sign. And nothing was prearranged. I was completely floored by that.
Yeah.
Just because you think of the logistics of a big show like that.
Yeah.
And for them to just pluck 4 guys out of like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
On the Joshua Tree tour, like the old times, like
Yeah.
they would play People Get Ready. Like,
Yeah. To bring
Who
somebody
wants to play my guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what show it was. I was watching a video on YouTube recently, but like he kept bringing people up and nobody knew how to play. They're just like, oh, bring me up, I'll play.
Yeah.
And no one knew how to play.
Right.
And it was like 6 minutes of Edge just doing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And that's one guy.
Yeah.
Like bring a whole band up here.
Yeah.
Right.
And, yeah.
I had also our listeners might have heard this story, but I was in a show right after, it was Elevation. It was right after 9/11. And I went to a bunch of those shows, but in Canada. And we brought pillows, like we were all camped out and it wasn't a whole day, but it was
Yeah.
a long time. But we were all camped out and I had like a pillow and I'm sitting there and I turn my head and this guy's standing on my pillow. And I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like, why would you stand on my pillow? And he's like, I'm not standing on your pillow. And I'm like, well, your footprint is right there. And like, my friends were like, dude, that's not cool. And people kind of went crazy. Like, that wasn't cool. And Bono pulls him up that night to play guitar.
Shit.
And he went right back in the crowd. It took like a second because he couldn't
Couldn't play.
play.
Yeah.
And I was like, like we were pointing and yelling like, woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm like,
guy.
pillow stepper.
Yeah.
Um,
Karma.
it was karma. Like, who does that?
Well, it's pretty ballsy if they say he wants to come play guitar and you don't know
People
how to
can't
play guitar and
play.
you raise your
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you think that's going to end? Right.
So repeat again, tell me your upcoming dates.
Oh, I should say our website is U2TOPIA.com. And so everything's up there. So there's videos, all kinds of information about the band, our show schedule. Right now, we've got our next gig
It's
as of
Havana.
now is up at a venue called Havana in New Hope, Pennsylvania.
That is September 19th, Friday.
There you go. Friday, September 19th. And then we're working on a couple things for the fall that we're trying to get confirmed, but there's a gap there. We're going to try to get some new songs down and spend some time kind of, refreshing set lists and such.
Gotcha.
And our next big show is, check me on this,
It's
Saturday, January 10th at the Tally-Ho Theater in Leesburg, Virginia, which is one of our favorite places to play. We've tended to play there kind of every year in early January, and it's a blast. I mean, that's like a 600 capacity theater and, theater/club, I guess you'd say, 'cause it's got a big dance floor. And they're great. People there treat us great. And that's something that kind of as an annual event for us has been slowly building. So every year is more fun than the previous year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
Okay, well, you want to hear my list of like what I?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
This is not my.
So
like,
this is your dream set list.
it's not my dream set list.
Oh.
This is what I predict.
For tonight.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with you. Just okay. Well, so in chronological order. So my friends, we all have I have like 5 people that have given me lists. So
Nice.
I'll report back
okay.
tomorrow. Just fun.
Okay.
I've done it before. So,
Well, this is what you expect us to play.
Yes.
Okay.
You have another one that's what you want us to play?
it's not. Well, if you listen to our podcast this week, I will give you that list. I've not finalized that yet.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll sway your opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I have, and this is just from what I've heard before and just whatever.
Yeah.
Popular. I will follow Out of Control, Sunny Bloody Sunday, New Year's Day, which is my favorite bass song.
How could it not be?
Mhm.
I don't
Yes.
know. I love that.
Mhm.
Need some space.
Pride, Bad
Yeah.
Streets.
As long as don't start it too soon.
Watch it. Watch it.
Yep. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. With or Without You. Bullet the Blue Sky. That was kind of a wild card. Desire, Angel of Harlem. All I Wanted to You, which is my favorite U2 song. Mysterious Ways, One, Even Better Than the Real Thing. Stay, Beautiful Day, Elevation, and Vertigo.
Stay. What version of Stay do you prefer, the acoustic or the band version?
The band version. Well, no,
I like it.
there's they had a live show from Sydney, and they're like out on from Zooropa-ish, and they played Angel of Harlem and Stay out on the B stage, and to me those are like the
Yeah.
televised live.
Yeah.
Those are the best 2 songs. Like just
We've played Stay before, and I love playing Stay.
Yeah.
But it just didn't get great, but we wanted to because I love that song. Doesn't everybody already said
no, I
Yeah.
absolutely.
But yeah, that's one of those ones we had in there. And
I said to when we were making these lists, I said I would be happy actually if none of these songs were played.
Oh.
To me,
You want a deep cut?
Wow. We're
Yeah.
deep.
that's what that's what I like. I want to hear songs that
There's plenty of shows where actually we do a lot of B-sides. So really depends on the venue. Yeah.
like this one, you gotta play the hits because our first time here.
Right.
But I will say there are some lesser known ones mixed in.
Okay.
Couple.
that aren't on my list. Okay. Okay, good. I'm excited.
But I mean, if you think about your list, there's a reason you listed that.
Yeah.
There's a reason those songs, there's a lot of must plays on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen several different U2 tribute bands, and most of them do stick to kind of around that.
Yeah.
There was one that I saw in Richmond a couple of years ago, and they played Kite.
Oh,
And it was
Yeah.
because somebody sent them an email and said, "You're coming to Richmond. I'm going to go to your show. Can you play Kite?" And they're like, "Yeah."
yeah, we played Kite.
That was for your anniversary.
that is
Yeah.
actually
It's one of my wife's favorites.
It's the set list.
yeah.
I don't know.
Fan that he was talking about. Her and I really connect because she loves Larry Mullen. And I've texted her and been like, hey, what song would you want? She was going through a tough time. I think this earlier this year, and we dedicated Sometimes You Can't Make It on Your Own to her. And Invisible is another one that resonates.
I never would have expected to hear that.
Yeah.
Played Invisible
To
several times. Gloria. I mean, yeah, they threw me a bone. I was like,
I've heard a couple of bands.
I made them
Gloria.
learn Volcano.
That's nuts.
I played that one.
Played it again.
Yeah.
Okay. We will play So Cool once in a while. That's the song I enjoy. But
My co-podcaster Jenny, her favorite song is "So Cruel." So
Watch it.
the show 2 years ago, we did like all of October. Like, I mean, that's and So Cruel. Like, that's a song that I'm the only one who plays through the whole thing, but it is such a nice groove, and he sounds so good on it. Acrobat. So,
Yeah.
oh, I love Acrobat. Yeah.
because that's like an incredible guitar part. Like
And the groove on the drums is like, he doesn't, like, it's like not normal what he does on that song.
yeah,
So it's fun for me, and it's in 3/4 time. It's got the triplet feel, but like,
what's that one with the groovy shoot?
seconds.
so I love Second.
I like Breathe too.
Oh yeah, play
It was
Breathe.
fun to play.
Well, two of my bucket list songs were A Sort of Homecoming and Exit forever for my entire, U2 life. Those two were like my bucket list song. And I went to see them for the opening show for Josh Retreat.
Oh,
And in one
You got
night,
both.
I got
you got
both.
both.
Yeah.
So I've made a couple of other bucket lists.
You
One
haven't played
is
Exit.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
fun.
Yeah, so we mix it up like crazy. We could probably do like a complete B-side like show. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, there's B-sides like fuck. I would like 3 Sunrise. It's like
I haven't finished it, but I think that there are 2 songs from Rattle and Home that 3 songs that I would really like to hear someday. Would be God Part 2,
Yeah.
Hawk Moon,
You can
and
play that.
we've done Hawkman.
Really?
Yeah.
And,
We've done it quite a bit before.
what's the other one?
Van Diemen's Land.
I like what's the one?
Heartland.
Oh,
We've done that.
We
Yeah.
Wow.
played it once.
Yeah.
And this,
Twice. We did that at the State Theater too.
yeah, the one
That
where
was that one week we
they
had that
lost the
party and
heater.
then-
Yeah.
Yeah.
we
I
played
would-
somebody's 50th birthday party, and Heartland was requested.
I was saying I'd like to do Love Rescue Me.
That was the one I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that too.
one.
They did that at Sphere.
Yeah, I saw that one.
So, okay.
With
Yeah.
Edge on
we did
bass.
that.
Edge. It was just Bono and Edge on
Yes,
stage. And
that,
Edge playing
you're
bass.
right. Yeah,
Weird.
and I guess that like 40. I mean, that must be fun
Oh,
too.
yeah,
to-
of course, yeah.
It all depends on the crowd.
do you
Yeah.
do you switch up though?
We don't.
No.
Okay.
Play, yeah. Yeah.
I'm open.
Yeah. That's a fun bass line.
Fun guitar line.
I love the part where it's just
You just
Brett
bang
left
open.
Yeah.
at the end. He's just with the crowd.
Well, it was
Then
more
we'll get up and
complicated than
sing
that. It
with
wouldn't
them.
be
As long as
Shut
they're
up.
singing.
Yeah.
But like, there was one show where we were doing it, and I heard nothing, and I just ended it.
Ah, that's a rarity.
Yeah.
I would think.
My first U2 show was Studio TV in Hampton in '92, and when I left, people were singing 40. The band didn't play
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
as the
Oh,
crowd was
yeah.
going
That's
outside,
fun.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just. I don't
Yeah.
remember much about that show,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was I have chills. Like
Yeah.
that was just like
That's
I'm where I need
Yeah.
to be with
Yeah,
my people.
there was
Right.
there was one show, and it's actually on our YouTube channel, where like I'm singing with the crowd when I stop playing, and then I come back in with them, and then he pans the crowd, and everybody's
Yeah.
singing, and that was like, yeah, I've never heard 40 live. All the shows I've been to, they never played it. So
I have. Wait, didn't they play it at the 360 show?
they did at the last show in Canada.
They didn't play it in.
I don't
Pittsburgh?
know. No, I don't think. I think they played it in Chicago or Boston. They tend to play, but
Yeah.
even at the elevation
Because for-
tour, what did they end? Walk On, and we've played Walk On a bunch of times. I love playing Walk On.
Love Walk On.
It's just sometimes it's that's almost kind of a deeper cut for us.
What's the like number one you want to hear tonight?
I would have to
If they'll say
say.
Exit.
I mean, I always love All I Want to Do. It's my favorite song. And I have a friend that he said he played that for like his first dance at his wedding. And I'm like, have you heard the lyrics to that? Because
Yeah.
that is not a
No,
love song.
it's a lyrics of
Yeah.
like I love playing Ultraviolet because the lyrics remind me of like a relationship I was in, and you know the last chord or lyrics when we're going to the last chorus when I remember when we used to kissed upon a star, and we're all like singing it like to each other. I love it when we're all singing to each other. Like Mike will turn around and I'm like, I mean, it's because I usually have my head down the whole time. Like I'm concentrating what I have to do to.
Yeah.
I gotta get on my knees and be like, hey.
Well, I think that's all for my questions. Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you. Thanks for coming
Thank
out.
you.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
And again, we've been trying to get someone on our podcast for a while to talk about their tribute band, and it just never seems to work out.
Yeah,
no,
when you
that's
said about a
our
new
pleasure.
album, I'm afraid if they do put out a new album, it'll be the last tour.
That's one way to think about it.
But if they do another thing like the Sphere again, then it's easier on them, like physically.
Yeah.
But I don't know how. But you know, I remember that Bono said something one time. I think it was like after the pop album. He said, you know, when you make 2 albums in a row, you're done. It's crap.
Yep.
But he's like, we're gonna give it one more shot, and that was All You Can't Leave Behind, which like I think is one of the best albums ever. It's just the flow of songs on it. But yeah, and
First 5 songs.
yeah, I love In a Little While. You stop.
Okay, 6 songs. Sorry.
Yeah. But when it's over, it's gonna be
I don't know what I'm going to do with my life because
yeah. I mean, you come into my house, there's pictures of Larry everywhere. There's albums up like everywhere. I love the pop album.
yeah.
In fact, you know, I think Chris and I both love the pop album. But we like we played it like the first song one night, and
I still think that was a good.
oh my god, that was the Hamilton show.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, there's a place we play in DC called the Hamilton.
Okay.
Amazing place to see a show, play a show. And yeah, it was like, I love Discotheque because of the cowbell group.
Love Discotheque.
And the Tom little feel he's got that he never does. But yeah, like if I never would have answered Chris's ad on Craigslist, but I will tell you, like,
So Craigslist is modern times, the version of Larry posting.
yes, yeah.
A note from the
sure.
school
Yeah,
block.
yeah.
Well, when you said like, do you like when Chris said like getting like 99% to close to like what Edge plays in the sound, like when we played our first song together, which was I Will Follow, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Yeah.
And then I just went into it and and I knew I was like, I hope he knows I'm the drummer now. So, but he said within the first
It
10
was clear.
seconds.
Yeah.
He knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, but Chris
No,
and
no,
I
no.
can go like, all right, are we going to do it like the way they played it on Elevation, or we do it on the way they, maybe we'll go back to like original Joshua Tree
Yeah.
when they were playing with the click, and Valeria was playing immensely fast in a lot of those songs. The pride from that is like so fast.
Yeah.
There's no way we could play it that fast.
Hmm.
Yeah, but he was 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's when he started developing elbow tendonitis
Really.
because they had taken the
Yeah.
ER one night.
Bono went to the ER during
Yep.
that tour too. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you guys
Thank you.
so much. This was so much fun.
It'd be fun to listen to I'm going to listen to your podcast now from now on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please and thank you. Okay. Back to you, Jenny.
That was great, Hillary.
Thank you.
I really want to sit down and talk with them. That was so great.
Thank you. I worked really hard on that actually.
Yeah.
To come up with questions that I felt like were engaging, and I've never really done that before. I mean, we've interviewed people, but it's been more like chit-chatting. This was kind of more of it still is chit-chatting, but it was more of a
Right.
formal interview.
Yeah, you had a timeline to go on and a limited amount of time because wasn't it like between their sound check and playing or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't on Zoom either.
No, that's another
Yeah.
thing. And I didn't have a sidekick.
Oh.
I was on my own there. They are the nicest guys. If you don't get that from the interview, I hope
Yeah.
you do. They are so nice. They're so engaging, and they take U2 so seriously. Like they know their nuances are nuts. Like I'm sure that most people wouldn't even know these little things that they do, which we'll talk about in the set
Right.
list. Something that I've never seen a tribute band do before, but they had the entire screen all U2'd out. Like, it wasn't, I mean, some of the graphics were things you'd see U2, but it was so creative, so like just totally in sync with every song. And I was just blown away by that creativity. Like, I've never seen a tribute. I've seen great tribute bands too, but like they took this to a different level. Also, this wasn't like at a big venue or anything. It's a small venue, but I think it's a little more of a progressive venue where I think they have more room. It's a bit, the stage is big. They have more room to, you know, use their creativity, where usually it's, you know, a little step up in a bar or something, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how very U2 of them to have a
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah. It was
I
so
love
great.
that so much.
So great.
Hey, welcome to side B. We already forgot to enter side B. So I have some comments about your interview, but also you were going to audit all the set lists.
I did.
Okay. Well, I had a few comments about the interview because I'm almost done editing it. But I loved that you talked about when they played Bad in Pittsburgh. And wasn't that the guy that they wrote Bad about?
Yeah.
He was at that show.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember when we found that out that he was there. Maybe Bono said it on stage.
I think he did say it on stage.
Yeah. It's one of the Rowan brothers. I forget what his name is, though.
I don't remember either.
I think he follows us on Facebook. So that's cool. Hi, guy.
Hi, Mr. Roland.
Anyway, I thought it was interesting, I had never thought about this. Y'all were talking about songs of surrender. And one of the guys mentioned that it's, like you don't know the like whole story of the song. And like maybe the version on Songs of Surrender might be part of what like the original was. Or another version of it. And I thought that was an interesting take on it.
Yeah.
That they were like taking it back to maybe another version they had at some point. I also want to say that my favorite version of Stay is probably also the one from Sydney.
Yeah.
That's just, talk about perfection.
I know. And into, Angel Harlem into Stay. That's
The whole
just,
Stay.
oh my God.
It's so
Yeah.
perfect. And then also you acknowledging that my favorite song might actually be So Cruel and not Stay. And then when you were like, So Cruel, that's, Jenny's favorite song. And I was like, I don't know if it is.
Is.
I know. But what if it's Stay?
It's not. I'll let you know when it's Stay.
Because there was time before you told me it was Stay.
I know, but right now it's not.
Right now it's So Cruel.
I'm the gauge of that.
You are the gauge. You are the gauge of my favorite song in the moment. There was a time
I tell you what your favorite songs are.
100 years ago, 269 years ago, when I told someone in front of Hillary that my favorite song was So Cruel. She said, no, it's not. She like laughed at me. It's Stay. And I'm like, oh, maybe you're right. I don't know.
But in the past few years, it has been So Cruel.
Oh, yes. Especially because of Sphere and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I will defer to you. Thank you. Those were all my comments that I have on that so far. Like I said, I still have like 10 more minutes listening to it. Again, I've listened to it once, but I'm editing it now. But just a great range of content.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking with them. We could have gone on talking for a bazillion hours. They mentioned, but I'm going to give you a little more information. Their next show is September 19th at Havana in New Hope, Pennsylvania. Then on January 10th of next year, they have a show at Tally Ho Theater in Leesburg, Virginia, and February 1st, the Collective Encore in Columbia, Maryland. I looked to see how far away New Hope, Pennsylvania was between the two of us.
Yeah.
It's a long way.
Is it long for me too? No, it's north of Philly.
Yeah. Maybe we can get it together for next year or something. They were just very unique and wonderful. I had the best night. Like I was with good friends. we had the proper amount of alcohol to brain cells. I had some fries that were amazing. I don't remember who, but one of the guys in the band told me to get the fries because they're amazing. And I'm like, they're just fries. And I ordered them.
Right.
Oh my God, they are amazing. I don't know why, but they were just really, really
I
good.
love a good fried potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in my little notes, I'm like, okay, Mike is Bono, Chris is Edge, Skip is Adam, Brett is Larry. So I guess that would make me Zane Lowe.
You're totally Zane Lowe. You're the coolest fucking interviewer in the world. There we go.
That's all I could think of. Like, I think he's the coolest interviewer ever. So I'm gonna be Zane Lowe.
Get your inner Zane Lowe going on.
Yeah. If you're listening, Zane Lowe, give me tips for the
I
future.
know, right?
Because really, that was my first time formally interviewing anybody.
Yeah. Well, I think you did a good job. One of my favorite things about him is he's both professional and very familiar.
Yeah.
And a fan. And his wealth of knowledge about an artist and a topic and able to like ask them hard questions. But I love when he calls people like Bono out on shit, which is great, which you didn't have the opportunity to do on this time. But
No, and I don't know them.
right. But
Enough to do that. Yeah. Yeah, it was so great. And the audience was really interesting because it seemed like a pretty good mix of people who didn't know anything and people who knew everything.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, like either it seemed like people sang like every word or, just watched. And I mean, I don't know, some people go to concerts and don't want to sing, which I respect. I mean, I don't sing loud. I just move my mouth to the words, basically.
You're engaged.
Yeah. I have to tell you this because this is the craziest thing ever. They were getting towards the end of the night and they hadn't played Sunday Bloody Sunday yet. And I told my friend Lauren, I'm like, I think the next song is going to be Sunday Bloody Sunday. And then I went, but it up. And at the same time I did it, the drums played but it up. I could not have planned that. I could not repeat it for anything. And we just stood there and looked at each other and screamed, like, how did that even happen? Yeah.
One of my favorite texts from the night is what you said. Lauren said, if they don't play Street, she's going to burn this place down.
Her exact words. She said, I'm burning this place down because she saw 2 U2 shows for E&I and they didn't play Streets.
Yeah.
I also don't think I warned her about that before we went. I wanted her to, go and not burn the place down.
So she got her Streets.
Yeah. That was so funny. The band, so I felt special. You don't always feel special no matter what band it is if they talk to you during a show.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had it happen a couple times, but it's always fun. It makes you feel like very important. But there were a few times that Mike, the Bono, I gave him my list. And there were a few times he was like, I think this one was on the list, Hillary. And
I love it.
And I'm like, it was.
I like that they played along with the setlist game.
Yeah. 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 I would like to talk to them again now that I heard the set list, but clearly they are not U2-ish in the way that they don't play the same set list every show.
No.
Yeah.
I love that they make a set list. First of all, that they have someone who really enjoys making set lists.
Yeah.
And making them fit the venue that they're in, which was cool, but also to have the flexibility is nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they blew up our brackets really early.
Like, oh my God.
They're like, our brackets are blown.
I was texting like bracket blown. Actually, if this was a contest,
Did you win?
I did win.
Congratulations.
The only song on my list that they did not play was Stay. If they had played Stay,
So they played more than 20 songs
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Hold on.
because they did a sort of homecoming, which was on my list.
They had 27 songs on the set list, but they only played 26. So look, if we do this again, I'm going to ask them in advance, how many songs are you playing? Because it
What?
looks like I made the set list, but they very early on busted my bracket.
Yes. Well, because they played. Well, you go ahead. What did they play that was unexpected, not on our list? Electrico was what just threw us all out.
And City of Blinding Lights, the only person I think that had City of Blinding Lights was Amanda. And then Until the End of the World, which I don't think any of us had that. Also, when they started playing Until the End of the World, I should have mentioned how we got our name for our podcast. I'm not going to say anything because I hope you all, loyal listeners, know how we got the name. I probably
Yes.
just gave it to you, but think about that.
Yeah. Just go
So,
read the lyrics. You'll be fine.
yeah. Okay, they played In God's Country. I don't think anybody had that.
No, I never would have put that. It's hard to sing
So
if you're a Bono.
yeah, they played Bad with, it ended with So Cruel. They snipped So Cruel into Bad, and I
did not put that together.
yeah, that was amazing. I don't think Bono's never put that together.
No.
But they also did All These Things I've Done.
So they opened with City of Blinding Lights and Until the End of the World.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so
crazy. That's fantastic.
it was fantastic. It was so great. Yeah, so it was All These Things I've Done and So Cruel. Let's see. Did we all have Bad?
I don't know that.
I had Bad. You did not have Bad.
I did not have Bad.
Amanda had Bad. So last song on their set list was 40, but they didn't have time to play it, which is the story of my life. Like, I can't tell you how many shows I've been to where I see the song at the end and they don't have time to get to it. Someone's given me a set list and I don't get 40. Okay. With or Without You. And that was, I want to get all my stuff right.
You said With or Without You was with Stars and Love Will Tear Us Apart.
And Love Will Tear Us Apart, which,
I mean, it's free.
I know, right?
I hope. I assume it's free.
But I mean,
Stars is free at least.
That's my saying. I'm like, why does it hurt so much to play Stars? You don't have to pay for it.
No. It's like 10 extra seconds.
Right. Why? But then the thing with that is, I get it. If we heard it every time we heard Wowie, then it wouldn't be that exciting anymore.
But it's never.
Well, it was a few shows for I&E.
Barely.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, I don't care if it's Bono singing it or anybody in any tribute band, that is just, it makes me so happy to hear Stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing next to Lauren and I'm like, Stars, Stars, Stars. I'm like, they're not gonna do Stars. And then he like comes back up to the microphone and I'm like, Stars. But this is really interesting. There are things that are just like, for fans too, that are just like muscle memory kind of stuff. Yeah. And that's what I felt like what happened with Sunday Bloody Sunday was that I knew they were, wrapping it up. And when did they play Sunday Bloody? No, I take that back. Sunday Bloody Sunday was like halfway through. Okay. I don't know, but I still knew. I had this.
It was the right moment.
Knew. Yeah. So then a sort of homecoming, which I don't think anybody had.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did. You did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was my deep cut.
You did have.
I knew it. I knew
Nobody
in my heart and soul.
Yeah, you did have it. Good job there. What else? Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses, which nobody had.
Right. No. Yeah.
And Try and Throw Your Arms Around the World.
Yeah, never would have put that. Yeah.
Bracket Busters right there. But I think I said it in the interview, like, I would be happy if you play none of these songs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't That's not what the people want. That's what our people want, but
Do we want to talk about our dream set lists?
we do.
Mine is so arbitrary.
Okay.
First of
Mine,
all, it had like 30 songs on it. And then I realized so many of them were just bucket list songs. I don't even know if I would like them live.
yeah, I agree. I don't, just because I haven't heard them, maybe there's a reason why they haven't played them live.
But some of them are newer to us.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Do you want to hear mine?
I do.
Okay. So listeners, Hillary has tasked us with 20 songs or dream set list. This is in no particular order though, because
We
I
could have made
can't.
it 27, but go ahead.
We should have. Well, actually, I have 27 because I kept 7 aside that I
What?
wanted. Well, I had a list of like 29, but then there were some of them I wanted to mention that I took out for various reasons. Okay, here's what I have in no particular order. They could put this in whatever order works best for them. Breathe, Gloria, Vertigo, Streets, City of Blinding Lights, The Blackout, Discotheque, 1, 40, Bad, With or Without You, The Fly, Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses, Please, Fast Cars, Every Breaking Wave, Red Flag Day, The Showman, Love is Bigger, and Atomic City, which is
That's good.
basically like every big song they have.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I also had in there, I put in a sort of Homecoming and Seconds because I want to hear them. I've never heard them. And I also put, well, in Mofo, I would just love a little flashback with that. I am desperate to hear Edge do Evidence of Life, right? And I really, 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 really want to hear Treason. I want to hear Bono rap that out.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't
and I put
put,
Hawkman 269, but maybe I wouldn't like it live.
yeah, I didn't put,
I would.
I know. What am I saying?
No, non-album.
Non-album songs. I didn't put any B-sides or non-album songs on, but I would like to add, if I had 21 songs, my 21st song would be Crystal Ballroom. Okay, so mine is in order chronologically.
Okay.
I have no idea how you would make this work, so that's, you guys are on your own there, but I'll give you the songs. Seconds, Like a Song, A Sort of Homecoming, Promenade, Running to Standstill, Exit, Hawk Moon, Heartland, All I Want Is You, The Fly, Stay, Discotheque, Please, Walk On, Sometimes You Can't Make It on Your Own, Every Breaking Wave, Sleep Like a Baby Tonight. I'm very curious to know what that would sound like live.
Okay.
Red Flag Day, The Blackout, and Love is Bigger Than.
I just realized I don't have Stay on mine.
Yeah. And you know what? Today, Hillary would make a totally different list. This was yesterday. Hillary.
Yeah, I'm adding Stay Back as my 21st, but just because that's mandatory.
Would you like to hear Amanda's?
I would like to hear Amanda's, yes.
Streets, Discotheque, Gone, Atomic City, California, Staring at the Sun, The Fly, Bad, 40, City of Blinding Lights, Until the End of the World, Stories for Boys. That was almost on my list. Out of Control, Sometimes You Can't Make It on Your Own, The Blackout, Elevation, Electrical Storm. That should have been on my list too.
Yeah.
Stay, All I Want Is You, and Summer of Love.
Nice. I would say, like, I feel like your list and my list are incredibly different moods.
Yeah.
And then Amanda's is kind of in the middle between both of us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. But those would all be 3 very different shows. Which reminds me, speaking of shows, this was a question that you wanted to ask Bono over Whiskey and Cake. That I'm just straight stealing, I'm saying for you.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to ask him if he knows that U2 fans call U2 performances shows and
Yeah.
not concerts. And I'm curious if he knows that, and what does he call them? I don't know. They're always shows. I would never think to call them a concert.
Because you're not just going out to hear music, you're going to see a show. But my dad asked me yesterday, how was the concert? And I'm like, it's a show. But I mean, there are plenty of bands I go see and I say it's a concert.
Like, I imagine you would go see an Oasis concert. Or would you say show?
I maybe concert. Like, I'm thinking like Billy Joel, I would say concert. I think that Oasis just existing is a show.
There you go. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, them
Fair.
sitting in a coffee shop, that's a show.
Yeah. Them
Yeah.
just walking down the street, that's a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because I guess it depends on the production, right? Like the performance value. If I think about like Taylor Swift, Pink, Madonna, Lady Gaga, like those are all shows.
Right.
Well, yeah, someone like Billy Joel or I don't know, I think the Lumineers, I would call that a concert. Like, I don't know, it just depends on the presentation,
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know about Springsteen.
I think he puts on concerts.
I think it's a concert too.
I think that's a solid,
Yeah.
like just fucking rock and roll concert.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
to me, like a show has to have some kind of production value. And there's like a storyline sorts
Yeah.
intended anyway, something outside of just the songs. And well, yeah, I'm not saying that that it's just the songs of Springsteen, but I think that that's the Springsteen shows I've seen, like that's what shines. It's the song. Like,
Well, I've seen two, and one was definitely a concert, and the other really did feel more like a show. But he was the show. I mean, he's just so animated, but I think that the
Interesting,
majority
yeah.
of his events are concerts.
What words do we use?
So if you're anywhere near Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, in those areas, definitely check out this group and tell them I sent you. Tell them we sent you the
Yes.
Garden Tarts.
Yes.
I gave them all bracelets because I found in my luggage that I had a bunch of bracelets left from Vegas. Now I only have one now, but it's I, which is really the one that counts.
Oh yeah, you
But-
can't give that one up. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I gave them all bracelets and business cards. I handed out business cards like all over the place. And then a few
Yeah.
people came up to me and said, "Are you Hillary with the podcast?" Because, they gave me a shout out. I'm like,
Yeah.
I am Hillary with the podcast.
Here's my card.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, thank you to U2TOPIA. Thanks to Mike, Chris, Skip, and Brett. You guys are like my best buds now. Like seriously,
I brought into the fold.
it was so much fun, and I don't know. I'm one step closer to being able. We're one step closer to being able, to interview Bono
Yes.
because long game.
Long game.
Yeah. And I do have a question, actually. We're going to be vigilant about the questions for Bono over whiskey and cake. And I had two this week. Jenny said one of them was, does he know that we call it a show? But my other one is, how does it feel to go to other people's performances? Like, are you looking at like are you enjoying yourself? Or are you looking at like the technical aspect? And man, that was hard for him to hit that note or
Right.
something
That's
like that. That's my question.
That's a good question.
Thank
I like
you.
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna index these going forward, but I don't know how. I haven't decided how I'm gonna do that yet. But that's what I'd like to ask, Bono. If you'd like whiskey and cake, we will pay for the cake.
If you pay for the whiskey.
You pay for the whiskey, we'll pay for the cake. Yeah. Hit us up because we're always available to discuss.
Always.
On the next episode of the Garden Tarts, Bono and Buster get Freaky Friday'd.
That'll be
As
interesting.
you do.
As you do.
Yeah.
Okay, crew. Hope you
Thanks for
enjoyed that
listening.
interview. Hillary, thanks for doing the work on that. And
Thank you
we'll
for
talk to you all
editing.
next week.
Yeah.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll be back next week with more U2-ish content.
In the meantime, keep chatting with us on social media at _Garden Tarts.
Sign up for our newsletter at thegardentarts.com and share with your YouTube friends.
You can support us on Patreon, buy me a coffee, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
Kissing Lips and Breaking Hearts, a U2-ish podcast with the Garden Tarts, is created, produced, and edited by us, the Garden Tarts.
Intro and outro music by December.
See you next week.